This is what happens when you don't take a trade for 2 weeks and a half. You start to get dopamine of just pressing the button. Doesn't matter how it goes, which you should always avoid, which I am avoiding, which I'm not gonna press a fucking button just for the dopamine. That's some gay shit. In trading, there's things called short term over the long term. People would risk the long term just to get a short term dopamine, which which only feels good for what, a couple minutes, 90 minutes, couple seconds, it eventually dies off quick. And you find out reality that okay, I'm going over short term over long term. I'm procrastinating, sitting trading, and that's why people say when they that's why traders, mentorships or whatever the mentors, right? ICT says, I think Roman says as well. Not, I don't think they said it, but some fucking guru or whatever they say, they always say take a rest, take a break from trading, take a month of break, take 3 weeks of break, take a week of a break. When you're not taking a trade, you're actually taking a break, which is good. So when your rules are not in the market, when the market's making your rules, and you have no setup for that day or for a week or two, when that happens, that's good because you're guess what, you're taking a rest, right? You're staying out of the market, which I guess your mind to be back. But what would that cause? That would cause a dopamine to start up. That would cause a short term desires, right? Of the long term. You know, okay, I didn't take a trade for the past 2 weeks. I should be, you know, let me go press a button just for the sake of it. Let me just press a demo button, right? Which you should never do, right? Because that dopamine, if you let this slide, you're probably gonna let other slides, right? So never ever in your trading career go over the desires, right? As you guys know, humans are always a desirable people, right? We love, we love desires, right? We desire shit where, what I'm saying, dopamine, all of that shit, which is what is making us, bad creatures, right? Because of our desires, lust, envy, all of this shit, right? Our dopamine and shit like that. Same to trading. We don't take a trade, what I'm saying? So when we don't take a trade for a week or two, you just want to get the dopamine in, right? You just want to go for a certain desires. Although your setup is not there, you just want to get the dopamine. You just want to get the certain desires, which you should never do, right? And how to control that is simply by not even executing the demo account. If your setup is not there, do not execute, right? That's why I tell people, okay, bro, don't not even if your setup is not there, do not even execute on a demo, right? Demo, you're not losing or winning, but guess what? You're gonna feature dopamine. Eventually, you're gonna start a habit of doing that. Guess what? The habit is gonna lead to your live account or funded account or a challenge account, and eventually make you fail. Fail blow up your account or make you lose out of money for no damn reason, right? Just because you want to just want to feel your dopamine, which is some gay shit, right? I ain't gonna lie. I don't know how a man can do that shit. I don't even know myself, right? But that is what happens when you don't take a trade for a week or so. But when you take a break, you're gonna have that as well. So if you take a break for a week or so of break, check and trade, without even looking at market, without I'm saying, just say throughout the week you took a break, there was a setup for you to take, right? But that's some when you take a break from trading, that's some bullshit, right? You should never do that. What you should do is set the rules, and when your rule is not there, you're basically taking a break because you're not trading, right? So just do that. What I'm saying? Don't take a fucking break. Some weird shit. Every time your rule is not there, you're taking a break, right? Keep that in mind. So yeah, keep that in mind as well. And even when you take a break, let's just say you don't have to look at a chart, you're gonna be having the desires. You're gonna be this type of person, but you must control it though. You must be like, okay, I can't just going back in trading. I can't just click a fucking button just because of my dopamine, just because of my short term desires, right? Just because I want to go over the short term, over the long term. The long term is you know what I'm saying? If your setup's not there, you don't take it. Short term desires are dopamines are you want to take a setup that's not even yours. Even if the setup's not there, you want to take it because you just want to feed that, just want to feed that dopamine, which is gonna ruin you over the long term, right? Keep that in mind. Always long term instead of short term. Always think in the second order consequences, right? Second order, third order. There's infinite amount of orders. Keep that in mind, right? So if you let's say you do something right today, right? Let's just say you build a good habit today. The second order consequence is gonna be your is gonna help you in the longer term, right? And that's gonna eventually keep on building good habits. And guess what? Your future's constantly gonna change, right? And there's gonna be bad ways of it as well. Make sure you guys go study the second order consequences. There's a guy, I think Sam, Andrew Scene or some shit like that. He talks about it, right? The Alex Armozy guy. He talks about the second order consequences in which is what you need to focus on as well. Thank you for watching. See you guys later. Join the discussion down below. And make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, share. See you guys later. Peace out.